welcome to Bad Music Taste and Other Ways to Ruin Your Life. My name is Dominic.
And my name is Sam. Dominic has a record this week.
This week's record is 24-Hour Revenge Therapy by Jawbreaker. This was first released in 1994, and the copy I have here is a repress on blue vinyl. Anyways, today we're talking to Sue Werner of War on Women. How's it going?
It's going really well. How's it going with you?
Awesome. Okay. It's weird the way that we do the intros. Like, we have a little conversation, ask how it's going, and then
So what's this what's this Jawbreaker record? Looks pretty good, huh? Like
that was the first time I saw War on Women.
You're kidding?
Was in DC with Jawbreaker.
That show was wild. That stage was like a quarter of a mile big. Like, I have never been so far away from like the other people in the band. You know what I mean? It's like and the crowd seemed like they were really far away. The room was just so huge. I don't know. It was great, but it was definitely not the type of place that we're used to playing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, I don't know. It seemed like Ariana Grande could play there or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I remember being like, Jawbreaker is playing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had those like stupid seats up at the top.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, these are the best seats ever because they're the most expensive in the place. We were like, oh, like Jawbreaker is one of our favorite bands, so we were like, we gotta get the good seats for Jawbreaker.
Yeah,
it was once like scary, like looking over.
It was really high up. It felt like, you know how like in the old times, like people would go to the opera, I guess. And,
yeah.
Like, yeah. Would be the ones, and you'd have to have your little like mini binoculars, to like spy on people in the other fancy seats or watch the show, I guess. Yeah, that. Anyway, that was cool. I'm glad that I guess you liked us. I don't know. You wanted to have me on the thing, so I guess you liked it.
Oh, it was I remember it being an amazing show, but just kind of a shitty venue.
Yeah, it was too big.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, Jawbreaker seems like one of the places or one of the bands that would play at like Ram's Head.
Yeah. I don't know what was up with that. Well, whatever. It's like we played some like really awesome, like really like cool clubs on that tour. Like this one place, oh gosh, was it the man, sorry, I'm getting these tours mixed up for a second. We played actually we played really big venues. We played like but we played like the what is it called, the Electric Factory in Philly, except it's not called that anymore. It's called like the Union Hall or something like that, but it's like not like or Liberty, I don't know, one of this. It's not called Electric Factory anymore, but it's the Electric Factory, and that was just like super cool, because that was what I think I saw like Slow Dive there or something like that, when I was like in high school, and it was just like real cool to play a place like that. But that's like a real club that's like set up for music. That's this venue in DC isn't really set up for music, and it's also not set up for bands, I think, that don't bring their own sound person. Like,
okay.
Which we don't really do. We can't afford it, but some bands do, and some bands like get there and like basically tear apart the entire PA first thing in the morning. We don't get to do that though. But so they have like guys, people at the venue running sound, and they're good. They're just not used to mixing rock bands, I think. They're used to doing like sound for like, I think like a mega church meets there on Sundays.
I remember I saw a few months after like the B-52s played there.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah.
They probably have their own sound person.
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe. But you guys just released a new record called Wonderful Hell. So
sure did.
What is it like releasing a record during COVID without like the support of a tour?
Yeah.
Woo! Well, Great question. It's terrible.
Yeah.
um, I love playing music, and I really love playing shows. It's my favorite thing. It's kind of like my main thing I like to do. You know, like I'd say it's my like number one thing that I think is fun. You know, playing music with other people, like and then playing a show like that. Those like what could be better than that? Really,
Yeah.
nothing, in my opinion. So the fact that we didn't like we finished the album literally like I'm not even exaggerating, like the week before everything shut down. Like we finished tracking everything, um and it was very weird, like and we nobody really like, and we had this tour. We were about to leave for tour. I like we were gonna go on tour with Bad Religion and Alkaline Trio.
Holy shit.
I know.
That's
I know. Huge, right? Full US tour. I had my plane ticket to LA. We were gonna start in LA, and
Aw.
like and
Oh
it was
yeah,
gonna be
I
awesome.
was thinking about going to the show at the Fillmore.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That would have been great. Well, I mean, as like the days got closer and closer to like at when we actually had to like leave, and the tour hadn't been canceled yet, but like we knew some of the shows were getting canceled because there were big COVID outbreaks in certain areas, and we were like, I mean, if the tour happens, we have to do it. We can't not do it. That's not really an option.
Yeah.
But it'll be horrible. Like the worst case scenario would be like, well, actually the best case scenario would be us playing like to like mostly empty gigantic rooms, and nobody and nobody buying any merch, and we like don't make any money. And I guess the worst case scenario would be we all get COVID on tour in the
Yeah.
van,
Yeah.
which that would really be the worst case scenario, I think.
Yeah.
Luckily that didn't happen, but it was challenging, and we haven't even like practiced,
Yeah.
and I still play. It's just not as fun. It's like I can't do anything by myself. Like some people are great at doing stuff by themselves, like me, no, I need a buddy. Gotta have a buddy, like gotta,
Yeah.
I'm a collaborator, you know, like I think that some people can just like sit on the edge of their bed with their guitar and be like, la 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 la. Oh, perfect song, done. Next. Nope. No, not me. It's really, I find it really hard to write songs all by myself. Like I'm like, is this riff cool? I don't know.
Yeah, like you want
Yeah.
feedback wall.
Like, I have like written and recorded stuff on my own, but it takes me forever because I want to throw everything in the garbage, like as soon as I like listen back to it.
Yeah.
I think I need to work on my self-esteem. Or something like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
My
But,
my thing is like playing along to stuff. I'll play the drums, and yeah, like my favorite thing is to like just play along to like my favorite songs on the drums.
Well, that's like the next funnest thing you can do. Are you a drummer?
I play the drums, the bass, and a little bit of guitar.
Well, keep doing that because you're gonna be you can be in any band you want if you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Dominic's like a whole one-man band, and then I play the violin. Like
You play the violin?
Yeah.
You can probably shred. You can probably transfer those skills to shredding on guitar or bass pretty easily, I would say. But playing violin looks really hard and way harder than guitar and bass. So I'm pretty impressed by that.
It's but like it is difficult to try to support an album like without a tour, like obviously as we mentioned. So have you guys considered doing drive-in shows? Because we've had like a bunch of people on here of a lot of different
Yeah, that
songs.
seems to be a running theme is driving shows.
But it's curious to see like everybody's opinion on it.
So I mean, I I hate to speak for the whole band, but I'm pretty sure that this is the that the stance is we're not doing them.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, we're not doing we I don't know. Look, like I might, I like my personal feelings about like how safe stuff has to be aside. I really think that the right answer is to be as safe as possible. As bored and lonely as I am, like it. I don't know. Um, and I know that like I haven't really like looked into the logistics of how like these drive-in shows work, but
Yeah.
I sort of I thought maybe I don't know like but guess what? I don't have a car. Like this is like exclusionary to me.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I live in Baltimore. I walk places.
We do too.
We live in Baltimore.
What the hell? Why aren't we friends? Oh, I guess we are now. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we've known each other for like 20 years. We're best friends.
Yeah. We went to high school together.
Yeah.
that's
Um,
awesome.
Yeah,
I think we are probably not going to do drive-in shows. And I don't think we're gonna I know that like a lot of bands have been doing like kind of like isolated stuff, or like we play all the parts of the songs like separately and then mix them
Yeah.
and then really. But here's the thing, we literally just like did that with a record, and you can
Right.
listen to it and it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's weird because you have like the bands that like live with each other, and it's like,
Mhm.
why wouldn't they do that? You know what I mean? Because there's
Yeah.
no problem with them being around each other. But then when there's people that live apart, it's like, okay, but then it's us together, and then more people together. Like, it's weird.
Like and I have to say, like, I am all for like bands doing that stuff. Like I love it
Yeah.
when bands do this. I just we're just not gonna do it. It's just it's not it's
Yeah.
probably not gonna happen.
I mean,
You know?
that's not a bad thing, like that's
Yeah.
just a preference. And like like we've never, like us two, we haven't been any drive-in shows yet, but like
Mhm.
I think it's definitely a creative idea. It's just like it definitely wouldn't be the same as a regular concert, like at
Yeah.
all.
I think it would have to be a band that I like really like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like Jawbreaker or something,
Yeah.
like
Is as much as I love music and want to see live music right now, I'm not just gonna go to a random show.
Like, yeah, like
exactly.
this isn't the time to experiment and like find
Yeah.
new bands to listen to.
And you know what?
Like-
That's a really good point. And I think that that's kind of a bummer, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Because
local music, Baltimore has an amazing local
Yeah.
punk rock scene, but yeah, I don't know.
so for me, like it's actually had like a pretty negative effect on my kind of social life, like because um okay, so I don't go on Facebook, right? And it kind of like I have an account, but I never look at it because I think that it's terrible and bad for the world. Okay, I know that I'm not telling anyone what to do. That's just it's also bad for my mental health, I think. So
Yeah,
but-
I mean, like, whatever works for you, like, don't
Yeah.
use it. You know what I mean? Like, social media is not always positive.
but I feel really more isolated than usual because I would like I go out, I go to shows, I like like I'll go to like the auto bar, just like on a Tuesday night or whatever, or like or I'll go to like a comedy open mic or something like that, and like it's just and then I'm like I see my friends, because
Yeah.
all my friends like do creative shit, and like it's that like kind of accidental interaction, that like I don't like I'm not like, hey, squad, meet me at Autobar tonight, that's like it's kind of like, oh hey, there's Adam or whatever, like
Yeah.
and I kind of I guess ended up kind of relying on those like kind of accidental social interactions a little bit more than I realized. And now I'm like, I don't have any friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's been real. Like, you know, we're still doing school online and everything because, like, I would not feel comfortable even if they did open the schools. That's just crazy to me. But it's weird, like, sitting through a screen and learning and not being able to, like, look at your friend and laugh across the room. Very weird.
How do you even do that?
Like
It sounds terrible.
it's just so like draining. Like weekends, I am so energetic, but like
Yeah, my parents want me back at the computer by Sunday night. Like,
yeah,
I
but
let all
like
my energy out.
weekdays, it's like you're putting all your energy towards the screen just like this.
Ugh.
And it's
Yeah.
not like we're like if we were doing the podcast all day,
That'd be
like
fine. Like,
yeah, that
you know,
would be
I mean, it's cool.
fine.
It's new, and like, I'm not opposed to learning at all, but when it's like you're going on the same calls, you're sitting in the same place, you're doing the work, like,
Yeah, and I was okay in March until the very end of the year because it was
Mhm.
supposed to be a 2-week thing, and they were planning what to do if it did get shut down that week. They had 1 week to plan it,
which was totally not fair.
yeah. So they just like it was gonna start. They sent us packets, and there was like turn it in the 2 weeks, and it just kept getting extended. And by the end of those like 2 weeks, everything was online, and there were no like Google Meets or anything or Google Hangouts. And I liked
Yeah.
that. I enjoyed that because it was almost like you could work at your own pace then. But
Yeah.
now you have to join the Google Meets and pretty much just sit there the whole time. And I
Yeah,
was
like,
never even like a huge fan of school anyway. So
in this, it's
That's
weird.
weird. A
Like,
13-year-old saying that they're not a huge fan of school. I'm shocked.
it was such a weird transition. Like, in the spring, they were like, yeah, like, get this work done like when you can within the 2 weeks, and we're not monitoring you, just like do whatever. And then it's like now it's like 50-minute class, 50-minute class, hour break, 50-minute class, 50-minute class. Like, it's very
yeah, and then
scheduled.
yeah, like that break from
It
like
goes by so fast.
yeah,
And
from
half
like
the time you're working through it.
yeah, but like spring to the end of the year, like I enjoyed that, and it felt like that a break, and it was like you did the classwork. There were no Google Meets, and I liked that, and you were still learning, and they would put like videos up.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was as long as you have it done by the end of the day or by the end of the week, sorry, then you're good. And I liked that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like perfect. That's like perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like I
Right.
mean, like that's kind of you know, I do good under those kind of circumstances too, you know,
Yeah.
and like I have and like my actual like real person job that pays me money like allows me to work like that, you know, like I can, especially now that I'm sitting at home, like staring at my dang
Yeah.
computer all day, every day. You know, it's like I'll have my like windows open of my fun stuff, but then I'll have my like, you know, Visual Studio Code window open, and I'll be like, aha, I thought of something. Type, 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 type. You know, and I'll work for like half an hour on some code, and then I'll go back to like playing a video game or watching YouTube or whatever the hell else is that I do. You know, and like my work doesn't care. They don't care when I do stuff. Like
As
just
long
do it.
like
Get
as
it
long as it's
done.
done.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like this probably won't be forever. This way of like how stuff is right now, but unfortunately, that's freaking school. Man, I wish somebody had told me that like school, nothing matters. Look, don't sweat it. Like high school, it's gonna suck. It sucks sometimes, but like it doesn't matter. Just it doesn't matter. You know, like really, like. Oh, I wish I'd known that. Anyway, I'm telling you now, just so you know.
But yeah, before like now it just feels like there's so much less time to do the work.
When it's like it's the same time, but the way they're doing it now is they're putting all the assignments for the week up at the same time. 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. You know, like everything we have to do for that week for every single class is at the same time. So when you're looking at all those assignments, it
Which
can be overwhelming.
to be fair, is how it was in the spring. But again, you didn't have to show up to Google Meets.
Ugh.
But it was now it takes up half your day, and then
are you like literally sitting there like watching like your teacher just talk?
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's like a college lecture. Like in the spring, they weren't allowed to teach us anything, so you just
And
sit there and be like, "You got any questions?"
all the instruction can just be summed up in an email, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they did it then, and now it's like they just talk to us and instruct us for 50 minutes, and then you're
because
like, the clock.
it was like, I don't know.
So you're 13. That means what? You're like 9th grade or something? 8th grade?
Or 8th.
We're 8th grade. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, 8th grade really doesn't matter. Sorry.
It's been so weird trying to like do like high school and like apply to high school stuff now too, because like I'm not they have,
you have to apply to high school.
They have magnet programs now, and I'm not personally doing any, but like I'm applying to like a biology program at our zone school, so it's like trying to do applications online is weird. Like I've applied for a couple of things over the summer. It's so weird because they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to interview? Yeah, go on a Google Meet for like 30 minutes," and it's like,
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, like, about how this online school stuff works, and I guess I could Google it, but why do that when I can ask? I can go right to the source. So, are you take like math class? You know, maybe you're taking like algebra 1, algebra 2, something like that, right? Like,
so basically how they do it now is like 8th grade standard is algebra 1,
okay,
and GT is geometry, and then algebra 2. So they put geometry in the middle.
Or no, I'm in honors. Honors is algebra 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, they have like honors math. They have GT math. Like it goes down the line. But they used to do it algebra 1, algebra 2. Now it's algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2.
Okay. Well, I guess my question is, like, you know how do you type like a freaking like equation with your keyboard? Like, you know, are you like X space plus?
That's how I wish it was, but they make you write it. They make you
take a stylus and write it on a website.
And I use my personal computer, and that doesn't have touch screen, so I have to use my goddamn mouse.
Oh man, yikes!
It's worse for Dominic because in algebra, I know how annoying it was to do pen and paper, let alone trying to draw on the screen. So like geometry, it's like we use it like every other class, but it's still like 2x squared. You have to say it out loud while you're doing it.
Like I'm never gonna have to go to a show and they're gonna be like, before you can get in, you must graph this equation. What does B equal?
It's so confusing.
A story as old as time.
I mean, nobody's gonna send me a Google Meets like Zoom code, and it's gonna be like, the answer is in this equation.
well, you know what? If I were in charge, things would be way different, and you would have to do that stuff. Just saying. Look, I write computer programs for a living. You know, I but you know, the thing is, I thought I was always like terrible at math, though. The thing is, I'm actually just terrible at adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Yeah. But everything else is good. You know, it's kind of like I still can't do math in my head, and guess what? Nobody can. Like, you know, it's a waste of time.
There's more to math than just like the 4 operations. Like people don't think about it. You know what I mean? There's definitely more there, but it's like when we're in school and we go to the next year, of course we're gonna be like, it's gonna be easier to do math. But I'm assuming like when you get out of school, like you're not doing algebra every day when you wake up. Like it's not all gonna stay there.
No, it's really, really not. That's
playing bass in War on Women. How often do you have to graph equations?
Well, never. But if you want to know music theory,
okay.
I don't know. Look.
Oh yeah, people say music theory is a harder class than rocket science. So
Look, music. I'm sorry. Like I know enough music theory to like get by. You know what I mean? I took it in
yeah.
high school, and so it basically means I can be like, okay, I know what these things are, and I know how to play the chords, and I can figure out vocal harmony and this and that, whatever. But Brooks, the guitarist for my band, he like majored in music composition in college, and he he must get so frustrated talking to me because he's like, well, we're using the minor Phrygian mode in this part. And I'm like, huh? He's like, use the third fret. And I'm like, okay, got it.
That's good. I like tabs. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I mean, I can read music, but it's very slow process.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm learning a song, like how to play a song, I would prefer tabs. But I mean, if it's gonna be in like actual music, it would take me a little bit, but I think I can do it.
Yeah, it's the tabs are
That's why I play percussion in bands.
Yeah. Yo, I played percussion in band too. It ruled.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Hit the snare this many times. That's better.
I got to play timpani on this one song. Okay, you guys probably don't remember the movie because you guys were definitely not born yet. This movie, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Okay, it starred like Kevin Costner, and he was Robin Hood. Okay, and it was like came out in like 1992 or something like that. But like in band, we like covered it. We covered like the main song from that. And I got to play the timpani, and the part went dun, 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 and it was like so cool. I still think about that. Whatever. Percussion, it's like the best instrument in band. Yeah. Where all the cool kids hang out.
I'm just sitting here as an orchestra kid, like, yeah, band.
Totally.
Cool.
Come over to the dark side. People have been known to do both band and orchestra.
Yeah, I mean, like, my parents were both band. Like, they did percussion and clarinet. And then I was like, violin.
Well,
I was like, that works.
How do you guys, is band like canceled now because you can't have band practice?
Oh, wow.
They do it. It's a thing.
For band, there's like 30 kids, all their instruments.
Is it?
And that's first thing in the morning on Monday.
Yeah.
I don't turn my camera on. I don't turn my mic on. I just sit there like this.
Oh my god.
So
I'm lucky to have literally the best orchestra teacher ever. So she
Awesome.
she's like, we're gonna do like a written lesson, but if you want to play, that's cool. So I mean, like, she doesn't really mind.
Yeah,
but,
everything's always a written lesson afterwards. After the lesson, but we have to play music then.
Yeah. There's some hard to play.
But like 9:00 Monday morning. And everything's delayed. The kid
that
with
sounds like torture. It's like the latency. Nothing is in time. Oh, God.
Like the kid with the bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Is starting 3 measures late, and
everybody's like playing over each other. Oh, God.
Yeah, and it would be different if it was like one trumpet play, like one of each.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 30 kids.
Yeah. The only thing worse than the curse of having like music class online is probably gym class.
No.
Oh
my god.
Oh
no.
yeah. I'm forced if I don't want to fail gym class, I have to get up and do jumping jacks in front of a class of 50 people.
My gym teacher like plays Jane Fonda videos to get us warmed up, and again, first thing in the morning.
Oh yeah, we're doing walking exercises. We're going now up, now down, now walking please.
Like everything, all the stupid. I'm not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna put quotes. Stupid classes First
Yeah.
thing in the morning.
And of course, gym class is to be the class where you have like no friends. Like there's nobody you know in that
Oh,
class
my God.
that you can like FaceTime during and be like, this is stupid. And no,
Yeah.
you're just embarrassed.
Oh, so you guys do like text each other on your phones and stuff
Yeah,
to
but
like.
we don't.
I shouldn't say that, but
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
We've known each other for 3 years and we haven't had a single class together.
yeah. So we met at like the end of 6th grade, and we haven't even ever had lunch together.
Yeah.
They have different lunch shifts. We've never had lunch. Literally
well,
nothing.
virtual school lunch is the same.
But if
period.
we were
so
in
there's
person,
that.
but if we were in person, we wouldn't have the same lunch.
That's a crime.
Yeah.
That's a crime. Not having any classes with your best bud. That's a crime. I'm serious.
Let us
Yeah,
pick
That should
our,
be. It
pretty
should. That
annoying,
should be illegal.
Let us pick who we need to have or who we get to have our classes with.
I genuinely think it wouldn't be that hard to just ask for like one person in all your
I know.
Because like we have similar schedules too. Like I have a
Yeah.
couple specials that Dominic doesn't have. You know, like there's little things here and there, but there's definitely possibility to have at least
Yeah,
one
like
class.
we're both in GTELA.
We're both in French, which is like
Yeah.
not a popular language at our school. Like
Yeah, I think there's like
Wild.
one 8th grade French teacher.
and there's like 5 8th grade Spanish teachers. So
Wow. How big is your school?
There's
Is it real big?
2,000 kids.
Oh my goodness.
that's not including staff, but that's 3 grades, right? And then you go to our zoned high school, which has 4 grades and a large staff, and they have less kids than our middle school.
Wow.
They have like 1,500. So it's like
We're very overpopulated.
Are you
Yeah.
guys in the county?
Yeah, we're
yeah,
in.
we're Baltimore County.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
We'll just say that. I don't want to put our school out there.
Totally.
There's plenty of schools in Baltimore County. It's okay.
Yes. Yeah, like it's funny. I'm not from here. I'm from New Jersey. You know, I moved to DC in like 2003, which I don't recommend. I lived in New York City before that. I moved to DC. Don't do that. And then in like 2008, I moved to Baltimore. And it was like, yes, Baltimore is awesome, you know, but I have but I've always just lived in the city and I've never had a car. So I have like no idea of like the surrounding area geography. You know what I mean? Like I know Towson is like up there somewhere and like, you know, 83, you know, goes like that way, you know, and like, and it's funny, like, you know,
everywhere
like,
goes somewhere.
if somebody's like, oh yeah, Catonsville. And I'm like, I have like the vaguest possible idea like where that is, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was born in Dundalk.
Yeah.
Or as we
Awesome.
say,
My
the
parents
fun
grew up
dog.
in Dundalk. Yeah.
Fun dog.
So like our parents both grew up in Dundalk, and like, you know, like mine did, and then Dominic was born there, and it's like a whole thing. So,
and then we moved so I could go to a better school. And I found
Yeah.
out Bucky Lassick went to all the Dundalk schools.
yeah. So you totally
Come on.
totally could have went to the same schools as him, but no.
Yeah. How old were you? What grade were you when you moved?
The summer after 5th and before 6th.
So
Oh,
you were
man.
starting middle school in a whole different place.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Which my mom was like, it's okay. It's not like you're like nobody's gonna know each other.
Mm.
No, and then I on the bus the same day because we're yelling back to each other.
They were like, "You're here," and then you're sitting there like, yeah.
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you think so? I have this idea just because I don't know. I don't like know too many like younger people. Like I don't really have any like nieces or nephews or anything. Like are kids like nicer now?
No.
Or not? No. Okay.
I feel like, you know, not to get political, but I feel like kids are either like really disrespectful or like really considerate and opening and understanding.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's no real
but there's
in-between.
no in between.
Okay.
Not at
okay.
all. It's either like you are very far right
Gotcha.
conservative type of kid
Gotcha.
or very far left liberal I love everybody type of kid.
So yeah, so basically those political divisions have actually like filtered down to how
I
the kids treat
would
each
say
other.
so.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
I wore a Bernie Sanders pin one day, and then the kid sitting across from me in art class texted me later and was like, "Why do you support Bernie Sanders?" And I was like, "I don't know. I think he's a good dude. I don't know."
Yeah, and like
He was
I
the
put
best
politics-
candidate, and then he was like, "But he lies."
What? Wait.
and everybody else
okay.
doesn't. I mean, it's
Yeah.
frustrating.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
and that
like
kid stopped posting everywhere like a week ago.
yeah,
Oh,
I I post a lot of politics on my Instagram and stuff and everywhere, and I'll have so many people just like come up to me and be like, "Oh, so you don't like Trump?" And I'm like,
on our
No.
podcast Instagram, I kept posting stuff like supporting Joe Biden, and we didn't lose any followers, and I was so surprised by that.
really?
Yeah, because of the kids that follow us from school. Like, there's
Like
people that
nobody
have like
confronted
straight
us.
up. There's people that have straight up blocked me and just been like, "That's stupid," and I'm like,
Wow.
You're an
I don't
idiot
say-
because you don't
like-
support Trump.
I'm like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't even know where to begin with this.
I know there's so much to say there.
Well, I still think that I'm still gonna stick with my story that the younger kids now are like more involved and kind of just more aware of stuff.
No matter
than-
what
that's-
side they're on, they're more involved. No
Mhm.
matter whether they're educated or not, they have.
Right.
an
Yeah, I
opinion.
mean, kids. I would say people are more like for sure more educated, and
Yeah,
they
people
have
take the
they have
time.
reason to back up their
Mhm.
opinion. Like they have
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
that, an opinion, and it's not because like their parents support a certain candidate or anything, or their parents believe that, but they do
Which-
have an opinion of their own.
Yeah, which I respect that way because if you believe that, then okay. You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the same people who like support like Trump just because their parents do are the same people that say I don't wear a mask because I don't want to be a sheep.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'm the world is really strange, you guys. What the
Yeah.
we
I mean,
we get political on our podcast quite a bit, and we said,
Yeah.
"Oh God, I wonder." Like, I'm just so glad we haven't talked to a Trump supporter yet. And
God.
on Tuesday, we talked to Atiba Jefferson, who's an amazing skateboard photographer. He's not a Trump supporter.
great.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
not a Trump supporter. But we got into politics. He was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm just so devastated that Trump didn't win." And then we just went like, he goes, "I'm
We just
kidding.
paused.
I'm
We were
kidding."
like,
No.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
Like
God.
a sigh of relief. Oh my
Right.
God.
On the
You
inside,
never
we're
know
thinking,
though. Like,
yeah, on the inside, we're thinking, oh, we can't post this. Oh, we got to unfollow him. We can't support him anymore.
Yeah, no, and then afterwards he was like, "No, I'm just kidding. I would get canceled." That's what he said.
oh, yeah. It's good. I'm glad he's afraid of being canceled. He should be. Cancel culture. Bring it. I'm just kidding.
But his tweets are like all about like Barack Obama. So I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah. We're like, no, not this
Maybe
guy.
he was an imposter. I know, but like. So can you tell me something? What's like a good band that I don't know that I should listen to?
Oh,
That's a long list. Have
No,
you
just
ever
give me like a couple.
All right, have you ever heard of The Regrets?
No.
Okay, so it's spelled like they spell it differently. It's REGRETTES, but they're like totally
Okay.
like feminist pop punk band. They're great.
Love it.
I love
how
God.
how into like hip hop and stuff like that are you?
So here's the thing. I haven't been listening to any new music. I've been listening to old stuff because that I have already heard 2 million times because it is comforting. So I'm into a lot of stuff. I'm not really into like seeking out like new hip hop though. Like
Oh yeah, me either. Me either. I hate like new rap stuff.
you know
Like rap, you can't even call it hip hop. There's a
yeah, well,
band.
that's true. I'm not a fan of the current state
Yeah.
of pop music at all. So
But there's
let me just put it that way.
there's a band from like early 2000s called the Chicharrones,
Okay,
and they're really good
Roads.
because they have like really sophisticated and at the same time really stupid lyrics.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How do you feel about like indie music?
I like it. Like
Okay.
like stuff that like isn't loud and aggressive.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
relaxed almost. So there's
Yeah.
this band called Wallows.
On my Spotify.
Wallows.
Yeah.
Okay, Wallows. Got it. All right.
Oh,
Cool.
an amazing DC hardcore band. I don't. You might have heard of them called Gray Matter.
Yeah, I have heard of them.
Yeah.
But
They're-
I'm gonna put them on the list anyway because I kind of forgot about them.
Oh. Yeah, and that was our thing. We forgot about them, and then we watched a DC documentary, and it was like, right,
Yes, I
them.
love that.
That's really all I can think of right now. We're like
Yeah,
we're, like together we have like a wide range in music, I guess.
That's a really good list. I think this is definitely going to give me somewhere to start.
but of course, War on Women is from Baltimore, and so are we. So, what are some of your favorite venues in Baltimore to either attend shows or to play shows?
Autobar forever.
Yes.
Yep. Love
Yeah.
love the Autobar. Love the Autobar. Love it. Love it. Love it. Also I really like Soundstage. I didn't
Yes.
when it
Love
very first
Soundstage.
opened, I was like, I don't know about this place because it seemed like didn't seem like it had enough personality or dirt
I can
on it
see
yet.
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what am I gonna say? I went to like the very first show they had there, which was like the psychedelic first or something like that. And of course it looked all clean because it was new.
Right.
Now it's definitely like I feel like a man. Now it feels more like a real place.
A lot of
Yeah,
piss on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
like
do not like the bathroom attendants. I get
Um,
that. I just don't. I just
That's
don't.
the same way it's
know.
gonna be anywhere.
Yeah, not
I was
Autobar.
gonna say this could be like a personal thing for me. I saw my two favorite bands there. Like I love Soundstage, but I cannot go to any bathrooms if it's not like an arena.
Wait,
Like if I
Ballet
know
played
they
there?
are. Yeah.
Oh.
But
I didn't know that.
I just make sure I go to the bathroom before, and unless I need to hydrate, I don't because I don't like.
Gotcha.
I just don't. do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm weird about.
I
certain
saw
things,
I
like
saw
that.
a lot of great shows at the Soundstage. I saw the Bouncing Souls. Yeah.
Love them.
And
Jersey. They're from Jersey. You know that? Like me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we sat like towards the side, and I for some reason ran on stage and then like was like, oh fuck, this is a bad idea, and then immediately ran back. And then Greg comes over and he like pulls me back on. So that was
Aw.
cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And we talked to Brian.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
Man.
I really like the shows put on at Ram's Head, but exiting the show is really weird because like after 10, it's like you can't go out the front door.
It turns into a hellscape.
Yeah.
It's I was at a show it was a comedy show, then I was having a good time, but it was a Thursday night, and me and my friend, we were like, it's almost 10, we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
like,
it's scary. Like once the sun goes down and you have to walk out like their alley.
Yeah, well, no. The hellscape is the power plant live, in my opinion, with the screaming college kids. I don't know if they let you even go that way because you're like young or whatever. Anyway,
I
The
think I think
hellscape is the screaming kids from Loyola.
I think I've seen the most shows at like at Rams Head. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Ramset's great.
Yeah, the last show I saw was Real Big Fish playing there.
Oh yeah,
Which
the last show ever.
like Real Big Fish. I that's not the way I would have chosen
Yeah.
to say goodbye.
Yeah, my last show was at Soundstage. It was this band Water Parks. They're like pop punk. It was a sold out show. And
Wow.
that was cool. But the only bad part was there was like just like this couple, but they were both like 6 foot in front of me.
Oh man.
You know,
That
I'm like
sucks.
4'9", so
Yeah,
wasn't
At a
sucks.
wall.
Yeah. it was
Yeah.
it
I always make sure I'm not blocking people at shows. I think it's a considerate thing to do.
Yeah.
Like if I'm
Yeah.
if and then I offer if there is like a smaller person behind me, I offer to let them go in front of me. That's the punk thing
Yeah.
to do, you guys. Just so you know.
Yeah, like the thing that happened then was there's this little barrier that they have like broken off from like the VIP people, and I just like stood up and I was like, whoa, I can see everything up here. And all of a sudden I was like the tallest person in the room. Yeah.
I think my last show was God, I can't remember who the headliner was though. It was but I went for the opener because they were my friends. This band Mercy Union. They're from New Jersey, but like it's like the drummer from Gaslight Anthem is my friend Benny Horowitz. He's been like my friend for like 30 years, not 30, 20, but like he plays drums in that band, and they're like they kind of sound like I think you might like them. They're like kind
Okay.
of like 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 vocal harmonies and like good melodies and like kind of like heartfelt, like a little bit Bruce Springsteen type stuff, if you're into
Okay.
that kind of stuff, which I am.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
This whole episode is just a plug for people to move to New Jersey. Like
No, it's the people that are in New Jersey to move to Baltimore and be my neighbor. How about that?
I saw the Descendants in New Jersey. So
Oh yeah,
New Jersey.
Did you see them at Asbury Park?
Yeah, punk rock bowling.
Awesome. Oh, I wanted to go to that. Oh well.
And
you win
then
some, you lose some.
there was this one show called Doing It for Dave, and it was like a tribute for the singer of Vision, Dave Franklin.
I'm well familiar with Vision.
Yeah.
Definitely saw that band like 5,000 times when I was like a youngster.
And yeah, like that was like the first unofficial Beach Rats show then. Which the Beach Rats is Brian Baker, Brian Keelan, Pete Steinkopf, and Ari Katz.
Oh my God, Pete and Ari. Wow, awesome.
So it was everybody but Brian Baker on stage, and they weren't calling themselves the Beach Rats. So
Wow.
I say it's the first unofficial Beach Rat show.
Yeah.
Man, that's so funny. Like, I'm glad that Ari's doing stuff. Lifetime was truly life-changing band for me. Like I was like, there. I remember like getting that Hello Bastards record really was like. So my friend got punched in the face by a skinhead, and it was sort of my fault. Okay. And but the skinheads were like, "Oh, you can take a punch," and then they were like nice to us afterwards. So it all worked out okay. I know. They were like they weren't like racist skinheads. They were just dumb dudes that like to fight,
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah. It was a thing that he was like Puerto Rican too. They weren't racist guys, but I felt bad that he got punched in the face, so I got him Hello Bastards as a present. I got him the CD because I heard that it was good, And then he called me. He was like, Sue, you have to come over and listen to this record. It's amazing. And I was like, okay. And then we were like, this is great. We have to start a band that sounds like this. and then we tried to anyway. But then Saves the Day came along and stole ripped Lifetime off better than we did. Anyway. So, and that's the story.
We did that record when we talked to Mikey Erg.
Oh, Mikey Erg. Do you know that he played he's one of the revolving cast of drummers in my all redhead Gin Blossoms cover band, the Ginger Blossoms.
Probably he plays in every band.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was like, I'll dye my hair red if you need me to, because I love the Gin Blossoms so much. And I love Mikey. He's like, another dude that's just been my friend forever. And I was like, I need your help. Can you get on a bus and come down to this show and play drums without practicing? And he's like, yes, I know all the songs. And then he did. He's such a pro. It's awesome. He's like so good. Such a sweetheart. Too. My fave.
It was a really cool interview.
Oh yeah,
he was super with him. Yeah.
He's a lovely person. He really is. Man, everybody. There's a lot of lovely people in punk, aren't there?
Yeah.
It's like the best thing. You guys, I'm glad that you guys are like with us.
Because it's awesome. Because we've only had a handful of people actually say no, which is the best.
I'd say that's good odds because we'd only been doing this for like 6 or 7 months now. So, we've made some pretty good progress. The only bad part is when like the beginning of quarantine, we'd ask people and they wouldn't just say no. They'd be like, I'm busy. And we're like,
yeah.
Hmm.
Then you post on your Instagram later how you're watching Netflix with nothing to do.
They're busy.
Way different energy doing an interview and posting on Instagram about what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we, in the first few months, had people that I would have never imagined we could ever get.
Yeah.
Like Bill.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Because
honestly.
we reach out to a lot of people through like social media.
Mm-hmm.
And he or Milo, they don't have any social media. So we were like, how are we going to pull this off?
Right.
I
mean, like just ask around. Everybody knows people, like if you post on social media that you're looking for contact info and, just send me a DM on Twitter or something. Like I'll I'll help y'all out.
And then completely mind blowing. On Wednesday, we talked to Steve-O.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, we talked to Steve-O, and it was just kind of like, are we doing this?
Yeah,
like the whole interview, we probably sounded like idiots because we're like,
I think you guys are doing a pretty good job.
Oh.
I'm no Steve-O. I know I'm not as intimidating, but
because the thing we were nervous about is that he wasn't going to show up.
Yeah, I mean, like,
because we hadn't talked to him directly. We had talked to his friend, and his friend was sending him everything. And I don't know, but then he showed up, which was the craziest thing ever. He joins and he's parking his van.
And we're like, okay, we're doing this.
He was like, hold on, give me a second. And then he parks his van and then he goes inside. He was like, hold on, give me like 10 minutes.
Like, okay, whatever you need, totally fine.
Sitting there mesmerized by watching him like wrap up some chords.
That's awesome.
Which I'm gonna seem like I don't know, a fucking stalker.
Yeah, that was definitely one off like the dream guest list for
Yeah. Well, and then I have another signed Steve-O print over there.
Man, you are a Steve-O fan. Team Steve-O.
For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Hey man, you don't gotta apologize to me.
Yeah, everybody likes what they like.
Yeah, I like I like a lot of like soft rock from the 70s. So, you know,
That's
like
yeah.
yeah.
Who would you say is a guilty pleasure music wise?
Yeah, like you wouldn't tell anybody you listen to.
Yeah.
Oh, so I tell everybody everything. I'm an oversharer and I don't care. Like, gosh, I mean, like if I just like look through like, so I do a thing where I really just like love to like listen to like one thing on repeat forever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and like, so I made this. I'm just checking here. Like okay, I mean, I guess none of this is like guilty pleasure stuff, but it's just like weird, like revisiting, like finding like old stuff that I like didn't know was cool. Like, I mean, I knew it. Like, for example, there's this one dude from the '80s named Howard Jones, and he made a couple of like pop songs, like a British guy, right? You know, like kind of like synth pop, you know, whatever, just like the way shit sounded in the '80s, you know. Whatever that is, whatever sound that is, you know. Like Phil Collins produced one of his records, right?
Oh,
And
wow.
Oh, okay.
you know, and I'm like, this guy can like write a chorus for days. You know, he's just like so good at writing choruses. Like I can't even believe it. But like usually there's like only one good part in the song and there's like three like not so great parts, you know? And it's like, man,
Yeah.
why can't you just like get good at writing all of the parts of the songs? You know, and then
Yeah.
you know, I think he still did pretty good. You know,
Just do the
but, like,
chorus 3 minutes straight. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Which is
That's the
what
whole
pop
song.
music is.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Modern
I
day
mean,
pop music.
that's what it is now. It's really weird.
Yeah.
You got to get to the chorus within like 3 seconds or you're dead. You know,
Yeah.
it's very
Talking
it's
about
very strange.
talking about things that you care about and mean to you.
No.
No. Talking about Xanax and cars.
Oh,
That's
fuck
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Near
Money.
and dear to me.
Whatever.
And
you know.
oh my god, the like so many kids at our school who are again going back to like the far right.
Mhm.
It's most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them.
Weird. Oh man, I don't know. I really truly don't get pop music right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know all old people say that. But the thing is, I've been not liking pop music for a while, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But
okay,
that's
we're 13.
different.
We're
Yeah.
13 and we say the same thing.
Okay.
You
I
know,
grew
so-
up on not liking pop music.
Right.
Right.
But this is me not understanding it. Like this is
Yeah,
me.
because
It doesn't like
it's like-
register as music to me or something
it's
like
felt
that.
like I mean, some artists are like, the part that bothers me is a lot of pop music is just like, it's not about the emotion, you know, it's not about any of that.
Like,
It's
I
about
mean,
the
if they
money.
were singing about like equal rights and stuff like that, fuck yeah, I'm all over it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
The
like,
fact
just,
that it's like, I don't
just
know.
because something's popular doesn't mean it's pop music. You know, like,
Right.
a lot
sure.
of things blow up and people find like a really good band and they're like, whoa, this is so cool. And it's like, yeah, I've known about it for like 5 years. You've just been listening to like,
Wow, this is so cool. Let me beat it
Right.
to death.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
I get tired of it and I'm like, this sucks. So you totally ruined that
I've-
band for me.
Exactly. Like, I've been hesitant to share certain bands. Never again am I going to share the Descendants with somebody. Like, I love that.
Ooh.
I love that band, but it was like a person listened to Marriage, one song, and it was like, oh my god, this band is my life.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I
No.
love the Descendants, and I don't care if anybody else loves the Descendants, but don't listen to one song and then declare them as your
Yeah.
No. I definitely understand where that comes. You know, like
And I can't say that to
that
their
is
face.
that is also my instinct to feel that way. You know.
Yeah.
So I understand that, and I don't think it's necessarily a good way to feel, though,
Yeah.
because I feel
Yeah.
like it's a little gatekeepy. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just like I like.
It goes-
Yeah,
like,
and people love to throw that word around in our school.
it goes both ways, but like how I feel about it is like if you're taking a band like that you really care about, that's like almost giving like a part of you. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure,
You're like,
sure.
I love this band, here, share it with me, because like a lot of our interest, you know what I mean? Like bands are our main interest. That's what you listen to, that's what you enjoy.
Yeah.
So like when somebody, like when I've had like a close friend, they've been like, oh, they suck, and it's like,
Oh, it's the
you're
worst.
like your heart shatters a little bit, but then
It's the
when
worst.
they like love them, then there's always that friend that tries to compete with you, and they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you've seen it 3 times, I just bought $100 worth of merchandise, and it's like, that's cool.
I encourage everyone to compete about how much they like my band by buying $100 of merch.
Yes, go buy their new
Yeah.
record.
Buy new
However
record
many
vendors.
times, so you can get to one.
Also,
Yeah.
seriously, the new record is really good. I'm like not even
Yeah.
joking. I'm not
listen
just
to
saying
it,
that.
it's good.
Yes.
Yeah. Buy 7 copies, get it for each day of the week.
Yes. Yeah.
Going on.
Buy t-shirts. Buy the new record.
Yeah, man. Throw
Just
it in
get
there.
your cart up to 100.
Buy me some Xanax.
Baltimore,
Just kidding.
New
Yeah.
Jersey.
I'm trying to branch out into pop music.
Yeah. New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Great.
Buy bands from New Jersey's merch too. Anyway.
Yeah. New Jersey's awesome. Except
Anyway.
for when you live there.
Yeah, no.
Everywhere
it's
is
still
awesome. Everywhere is awesome except when you actually go there.
Yeah, I
Mm.
went to a concert in Atlantic City. Like, I can't remember. I think
South
it was
Jersey. Doesn't count.
it
Okay,
was like
Asbury
summer,
Park,
6th grade,
that part
man.
of New Jersey, the boardwalk.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not that's
I
that's
gotta
that's
expand.
fine.
It's
I
awesome.
gotta
Asbury Park's great.
expand. I gotta expand my New Jerseyness, because I went there and like the show was great. It was great, but then I come out and there's like a club across the street from the venue, and it was like 3 a.m, and I was like,
Oh yeah. Okay, well, okay. Well,
there's a lot of bad factors there that aren't.
My family is from upstate New York, and when somebody's like, "Oh, where's your dad from?" Which, I mean, they don't really ever ask where my family's from. And I'm like, "Oh, New York." And they're like, "Awesome. I love Brooklyn." My dad's from
Yeah,
Manchester.
but how do you feel about Chatham? Is the question. Sorry, I was just naming a town in upstate New York. Sorry.
My dad is from Rochester. My last name is
Oh,
my last name is Fantuzzo, which is the most Rochester, New York name.
So, I have like an uncle and some cousins that are from Binghamton, and then like my cousin married a dude from Rochester, so like we got all of that real far away, long drive,
Yeah.
family stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm secretly happy to not have to do Christmas this year. Don't tell anybody.
I don't know how it's gonna work this year, because I mean I love the feeling of Christmas, but it's a big ass money grab. So
Yeah, and you
I'm
see-
just very excited to see if the storefronts are actually gonna do something about it. Like
Yeah,
if they're
I'm on the
actually gonna
complete-
dress themselves up, put up the
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things, like what is Black Friday gonna look like, because that's always horrifying, and with a pandemic that does not sound like a good equation. The other thing, I wouldn't say lucky, because anybody that has a small family wants a big family, and everybody that has a big family wants a small family. I have legitimately like my main family that lives with me all the time, and then my grandmother comes over. Like that's holidays for us. Like it's very, very
Sounds pretty
small.
chill.
Yeah, like there's
Oh,
nobody
like-
else. Like we're at the same house every year.
once in like every few years we'll go to Florida for Christmas. But most of the time it's just me, my mom, and my dad. And that's awesome.
It is awesome.
Great.
I'm into that. It's gonna be me and maybe my Netflix this time, and I'm pretty stoked. I'll probably text my brother and stuff.
I
you
mean,
know?
I love the winter, but again,
This
for
one's gonna be long. This one's
Yeah.
gonna be long.
again for the 13th year in a row, I've said, look at how dark it's getting so early again.
Literally, I'm gonna say that until I'm like in a nursing home. I'm gonna be like, it's dark outside, and they're like, the
Oh my
curtains are
god,
closed.
it's 4:45 and the sun is going down. Which I don't.
You know,
It's just
honestly,
weird.
I'm into turning the clocks back. I like it. It's great. I love that
Yeah.
crazy night where you have an extra hour. So I'm proposing that we just keep turning them back every 6 months.
See, this
We never turn them
year-
forward.
Until there's only one more
Yeah.
hour left in the day,
Yeah.
and then that's when Earth.
And then it'll be yesterday.
That's
Like-
when Earth turns into a black hole, and we all get absorbed.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Effective immediately, okay? We need to put this plan into effect, all right?
I don't know how.
This was the first year that I actually was up when it like switched. So I looked at the clock and it was like, normal. And then I fell asleep for 30 minutes and I look back and all of a sudden it's a different hour. And I was like looking between my phone and the TV box and I was like,
Damn it! I've
Oh,
always,
yeah.
I've always tried to
You're
just
in-
watch the hour change, like on a plane. I've been like just trying to, like going into a different time zone. I've been trying to watch like the time change on my phone. I don't know why. And then I blink, and it's different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, man, I love that crazy hour that doesn't exist though. It's great. But we should have more stuff like that in life,
yeah.
yeah, like eclipses should happen more often. There should just be like cool stuff to talk about where when
More
you meet somebody you have,
change.
yeah, like when you're in a Walmart and you see somebody you haven't seen in 3 years and you're like, weather. You
Yeah,
can't
right?
be like, man, we fell back an hour. It's like, it rained yesterday.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh man, remember running into people places? That hasn't happened to me in a while.
No, and if I do see people, I'm like, nope. Germs, just
Nope.
run. Just
Oh
the
yeah,
other direction.
I didn't want to talk to my friends in public in the first place.
Exactly.
And
Now it's like they want to talk for longer. Man, I can't do this.
I always forget that people can't see me like smiling when I'm wearing a mask.
oh yeah, like
You know?
Yeah.
I'd love to smile at the cashier, but then they're
Yeah.
like, then all they see is
I
that
know, it's like
me with my eyes wide open.
And it's like, it just looks a little weird. And they're like, yeah, get this kid out of here. It's
I'm
weird.
gonna
Yeah,
invent a
oh my
mask
God.
that like has like a button you can push and it like goes like and then like changes your expression. Okay.
A month ago, I've worn this beanie year round
Oh, yeah.
Because
It's
I
just like a
have-
staple.
because I have a horrible haircut because of the pandemic.
Year round, it just never gets better.
Yeah. So I wear this every day of my life. And last year, a cashier called me, or no, not last year, last month. A cashier,
Same thing.
God damn it! Last month, the cashier called me a wackadoodle for wearing it.
Being called a wackadoodle is just scary nowadays. Like,
Yeah, especially from the conservative butcher shop.
Have you seen I mean, you guys probably are too young to watch the movie Misery, right?
oh nope, I saw it.
Oh, I've
Okay,
never
so
seen
yeah.
I and my mom love Stephen King, so
Okay, good.
Who's a punk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a punk.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Is-
better.
Get him on the podcast.
You don't think we've
Oh,
tried?
if I did, I'd have my mom. I'd have my mom in the background with her books, like,
Can you sign the? Oh.
oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was really fun, you guys. Like, this is really chill. It was cool talking to you. Like,
Thank you. You too.
perhaps we shall meet again.
Yeah, I mean, we're totally down for that.
Yeah. I followed y'all on Twitter, just like
Oh,
a couple
Yeah, we
minutes
saw.
ago.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Captain Sue there. I'm
Yeah.
also Captain Sue on Instagram, but I don't like Instagram more like anymore either because like it's just full of ads, and I'm like, you know, what is this?
I like it more
You know?
than Facebook though.
Yeah.
Facebook is like I literally all my only friends are my mom's friends and then my friends' parents.
Weird.
I have it to promote the podcast, and that's
Yeah, I mean,
Literally,
it's good
like
for
that's
that.
all we do on our Facebook pages. It's just like
and I've
blank
stopped
tag
doing
you, blank
that.
tag. I know because like
'Cause-
nobody checks Facebook.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
the podcast
no.
has more followers than me, so
It's a little depressing when you have to share
My-
one of the posts.
yeah, it's like you probably already saw it. So
I
Yeah.
you not go to my account.
the link's in my bio.
Yeah. Hey, you guys are. You know what? You guys are cool. You guys are gonna be okay. You guys give me hope about the youth. All right, like seriously,
Well, thank you.
don't let me down, or else. All right. All right. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right, stay safe.
See ya.
Bye.